Welcome into PFF HQ. Austin Gayle here with PFF analyst Cam Mellor. We're going to be talking top receiving talents that just need to stay healthy. And no better to start the list with Albert Wilson, a guy that dominated last year before getting hurt.
He did, and he was a relative unknown unless you were a Kansas City faithful. He transferred, he goes to the Miami Dolphins. He has a great start to the season here. Iffy quarterback play in Miami last year, at best. He still made the most of his catches. Ridiculous guy after the catch. After the catch ability was there. He just needs to stay on the field. He actually averaged, when on the field, 13.3 yards after the catch per reception. The skill's there. Got to stay healthy. Got to think big things can come his way this year in that division. Some teams have a little bit lackluster cornerback play. It's there for him if he can just be on the field. And so it's there. Let's get some big numbers from him this year. So I'll jump to you. Another guy that can stay on the field, and he's been around a little bit longer. A little bit different than Albert Wilson, though. He's a known commodity around the league. A.J. Green.
Yeah, and A.J. Green's been such a dominant force, but this past year started the year so well, and then ends up getting hurt and not finishing the season. But during that past year, he's earned 80.0 plus overall grade since 2012. And this past year, they used him a little bit more in the slot, specifically in the red zone, where he dominated. He ended up scoring more touchdowns than we've seen from him in the slot, largely because of that usage. And I think he can get back to that with Andy Dalton, with Tyler Boyd maybe taking some of the pressure off him. He can get back to that success if he stays healthy. He's not a guy that has injuries lingering over his career. He's not a guy that's always injured like some of maybe the other guys on this list, but he's a guy that when he's healthy, 16-game seasons, A.J. Green plays very, very well. Moving to the tight end position, a guy I know you really like, Jake Butt. I think if he can stay healthy in Denver, with whether it's Joe Flacco or Locke, this guy can do well.
And you've seen it. Obviously, the injury coming out of college in his rookie season, he didn't quite get to the field level. And when he was on the field last year, he lasted just 3 weeks. But it's there. It's documented at the college level. You have a quarterback in Flacco that does like the tight end. Also, Drew Locke, if that's the transitional period, he and his connections at the tight end level at Missouri were there. Butt's another big guy after the catch as well. Big guy, big target over the middle of the field, can do it all, can make you miss after. Didn't have the touchdown numbers coming out of Michigan, but that's neither here nor there. He's a safe, reliable guy, can get the first downs, move the chains for an offense, and it just needs to be there. I think the health is obviously the big concern. It was a concern coming out of college. If he can get back to full health, that documented history at Michigan, it could lead to big things, and also is a reliable target for a rookie quarterback like Drew Locke, that safety blanket that is necessary for his development and his growth in Denver. Another guy coming out of college had some injury history, but he's been able to stay on the field a little bit here and there. Cooper Kupp in Los Angeles.
Cooper Kupp, the Los Angeles Rams losing him last year was devastating. He was so pivotal to that offense. Sean McVay leaned on him to be the mover, moving the chains, big touchdown guy. I think Jared Goff loved him coming out of the slot. A lot of his receptions and his big plays were schemed open. Sean McVay does a great job of that, but he is an elite receiving talent. Sure-handed, can create big plays, can create separation. I think in his 2 years in the NFL, 78.1 overall grade as a rookie, 79.2 before he goes down with injury. I think you're going to see him continue to trend up if he can return to form after the injury. I want to go back to the tight end position with you. O.J. Howard, a guy that earned a dismal rookie overall grade, and we received criticism for that. Second year before going down with injury, earned an elite 90-plus overall grade. This is a guy, a breakout candidate in my opinion.
You talk about trending up. O.J. Howard literally trended up last year. He was there. It was all there. He was actually third in the league among tight ends in yards per out run. That's with Zach Ertz, George Kittle, Travis Kelce, those guys. That's the kind of company he was keeping last year before injury. Granted, a lot of it was Ryan Fitzpatrick to start the year with him, but the rapport is there. It's been there with Jameis Winston. This is kind of the make or break year in Tampa. I think O.J. Howard needs to be that reliable guy. You lose Deshaun Jackson in Tampa, but you do have Mike Evans. You have Chris Godwin outside. You have some receivers they brought in free agency and in the draft. It's now or never for Winston, but that also boils down to Howard. He's on the rise. He should be a breakout candidate. He is a breakout candidate. He's just got to stay on the field for 16 games. Speaking of talent outside of him, next to him, another guy will go back to receiver with you in Houston, Will Fuller.
Will Fuller is such an explosive, big play threat. Him and Deshaun Watson, in the times he's been on the field, have been so successful. I think from a big play standpoint, he is very, very good. Before the injury, he ranked top 20 in overall grade. This past year earned an 81.2 overall grade, a career high for him. health is the largest concern. This guy plays 16 games. He could rival DeAndre Hopkins for targets in that offense. I really do think that. And I think big plays, he's the big play guy. DeAndre Hopkins obviously can do the big play as well, but Will Fuller can really stretch the field for that offense. I think he's a great guy to close the list. I think he's a breakout candidate, and along with O.J. Howard. But that's going to do it. 6 guys for the top receiving talents that just need to stay healthy. For more content like this, go ahead and subscribe to our YouTube channel, or better yet, check out the site at pff.com.